park your car at the drop yard. There was tons of freight there. Normally it's empty through the week, but on the weekend it's packed as hell. They also have Home Depot down there. They also have just some General Mills freight goes through there, and some Walmart freight. So that's a lot of freight that goes through this area at this drop yard that's at a truck stop. That's the kind of traffic you want to plan if you go somewhere. So also around the corner from that exit to Detroit truck stop is a Snyder terminal. That Snyder terminal also is doing just as much business as Warner, if not more business than Warner. Now, Snyder is, I've never went to Snyder. I do know a few things about Snyder. I'll shoot that out there. They do have orientation in Green Bay. And I think it's like 3 days. But again, that's just stuff you can find out from calling a recruiter. But all this goes back to goal setting. Once you find a place where they got freight, you need to set your goal. What's your point? What are you doing this for? You know, are you doing this because you think you're going to make a lot of money? Nah, sorry. You can make some money in trucking, but to make a lot of money, you got to do the stuff nobody wants to do. That's the only way to make money nowadays, period. You got to do the stuff no one wants to do. You got to become the good hauler. You got to become the trainer. You got to become the owner op. You got to become the lease purchaser. You've got to do something, and you got to have a goal behind it. Because if you don't have a goal, you can make. I have pulled in $1,300 checks, and when I didn't have a goal when I was making that money, it meant nothing. It would come in and go out. You need to have a goal. So finding the freight won't matter if you don't have a goal. What is your end goal? And it can't be, I'm going to make all this money and do what? You know how much time you're going to spend on the road. You know how hard it is to be on the road by yourself. You know how hard it is that sometimes the only contacts you have is on a cell phone or a computer. You know, that can be hard, especially on a lot of dudes who are social. Look, for a person like me, it's not a big deal because I'm not a very social person. But for people who are social, for people who got kids, man, they you know, that's some serious thing to be away from your family like that. And that's take me back to the thing I was talking about before. Guys, if you've been in the game 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and you got a wife at home, what are you thinking about? Like, woman lonely sitting at the house, and you ain't never around. She gonna start creeping deeper than skeeping, homie. She gonna start going out, but some of y'all already got that problem, which is some of the reasons y'all stay on the road anyway. I've seen that recently online. Won't say no names, but you know, just being real with you. Get yourself a set of goals to achieve either this year, next year, or whenever, and then let that dictate everything else you do. Because if you become a truck driver so you can become an owner operator, so you can own 21 trucks, and then you create small goals to take you to that point, you will never be the driver living regrets on that road. You won't be the guy who's tired of trucking. Don't get into the game if you don't have a goal. So that's it, guys. That's HowToTruckDriver101.com. This one went long. Again, it's valuable, you know, suggestion information for a guy who's been in the game almost 10 years coming up. You know, I got about, I'm thinking about 3 years from saying I've been in the game 10 years of trucking. So that's just real. I mean, next year will be 7. Next year will be 7. Next year will be 7 or 8. 8 years in the game. So, just a word of advice. That's just from watching dudes destroy their life on that road, man. You see a guy who say, I've been on the road for 20 years. That man ain't married. He'll never see his wife, you know. Get that local job, man. Unload that truck. You know, do the things that, the key to good money and short routes is always, always, always look for the things no one else wants to do. That's where the money is. So, for a question, my question to everybody out there, if you watch the end of this video and you like to comment, simple. 1, what's your goal for next year? And 2, if your child got caught like Amber Cole did, what would you do? So, those are the 2 things. I love to see them in the comments below. I'll talk to you guys later. See you in November, baby. Thanksgiving. Yeah.